Why The Witcher 3 is so good.
A study in narrative. Now, most of the time when I make videos, it's to help you play a character better, or to make you laugh, or to at least do that thing, you know, when something tickles you, but not enough to make you laugh, so you just kind of blow air out of your nose, and you think, man, that was stupid. But not today! Today, I am going to talk to you about something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is good game design. I bet you thought I was gonna say The Witcher. Today is all about why I get a happiness boner just thinking about The Witcher 3 and how it conveys narrative. Alright, quick background before we begin. The Witcher. The Witcher games are based on the Witcher series by Andrzej Sapkowski. And while they are based on the books, they take some creative liberties that allow the story to flow better in a game format. Games have a huge advantage over other media when it comes to displaying a narrative. And no, I'm not trying to sound like your smarmy college professor, Mr. Quaffenberg. Because games can tell a full narrative, not just a story. So check it. What is narrative? Narrative can be classified as a spoken or written account of connected events. If you're boring. In games, narrative means the overall story of, well, everything. You can tell a good narrative with no dialogue, no music, no fancy graphics. Like Missile Command. Missile Command was an arcade game that came out in the 80s, which put you in charge of shooting down incoming missiles to protect 5 cities. Most importantly, there was no way to win. No cutesy art, no funny dinosaurs. Oh, look at him, he's so adorable. The overall narrative of the game was of the atrocities of war, and someone desperately just trying to buy a few more moments for themselves and their home. Narrative is what games have access to that movies and books struggle to attain. Number 1, the world. The Witcher games don't waste much time introducing you into the world in which you're going to be running around like a headless chicken in for the next 150 hours or so, give or take. As each game begins, you are thrust right into the action. First game, Castle Under Siege, kill the giant crab monster. Game 2, running in the fog, interrogation, and what was I talking about again? Oh, right, full on war. Game 3, wait, horrible, disturbing nightmares! All of this sets about a sense of urgency and danger. This all lets you know that the world you're gonna be in will chew you up and spit you out without even buying you dinner or having romantic foreplay. And I love it! The world of The Witcher does that thing that all fantasy worlds have wet dreams about. Well, oh, okay, I'll give you that, yeah, but it's also, more importantly, it's just so believable. It's like you're playing through an actual event in history. You know, if history was actually cool and had magic and monsters in it. The world has a very real feel to it, and all the problems in it are just so grounded that every time you succeed, it just feels that much more amazing. I mean, seriously, just the level of detail in this world, it blows my mind. From the massive war brewing between rival nations, the believable prejudice between non-humans and humans, the variety of monsters, and hell, even the locations you explore. You can just tell that the people working on this game loved it. From the obscure, like how each society even has its own code of moral ethics, down to the simple, like architecture and clothing you find, it still blows my mind to this day! Ugh! Okay, so, the world of The Witcher is heavily influenced by Norse, Scandinavian, and Polish folklore, which is awesome. One reason is that it breaks the circle jerk of Greek and Roman mythology that is all we have gotten for the past, I don't know, millennia. With this unique setting, the writers are able to utilize some incredible monsters, and stories with incredible monsters. I've never had my breath taken away by stories based around hideous beings, quite like the ones from Gwenblade. What's even cooler is that some of these monsters are intelligent and are capable of reason. The missions involving succubi, werewolves, and a certain Leshen quest, a goat escort mission, how did this one get in here, will always stay with me as some fantastic examples of great storytelling. Oh, and did I mention that all of this is, I don't know, excluding the main quest line? Seriously! If you have never played any of the Witcher games, put this video on pause, play at least The Witcher 3, come back to this video in a year when you finally beat the game, no I'm not kidding, and watch the rest of this video. I will be here waiting for you. It'll be worth it. Number 2, the player. A lot of times games feel the need to tell you why you're doing what you're doing. Save the princess. Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. Go steal someone's sweet roll. Did anybody play the main questline in Skyrim? I'm genuinely asking. I don't know if, which is fine. All of this is fine when done right. You as the player can relate to the hero of the story, and that pesky barrier of immersion is broken down just that little bit. So, how does all this tie into The Witcher, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you did. You play as a monster killer for hire, roaming the lands, killing things. Boom! There it is. The whole reason why this shebang works. Its core identity is tied into the fact that both you as the hero of the story and the player share the same common goal. Kill shit, get stronger, kill bigger shit, get cool stuff. No one has to tell you why. It's because you're an adventurer. You see this guy? He's not an adventurer. So it makes sense that you are the hero, not this guy. Adventurer, not an adventurer. See? You, Geralt, and you, the player. I'm talking to you right now. You both are willing to do the dirty work and to take the risks to be an adventurer, and it feels good. It's the same reason why games like Assassin's Creed never really just drew me in. It was all, okay, so this guy's being a jerk, beating him up, okay. This guy killed my dad, okay. Go climb on stuff and fill out your mini-map, okay. Mom wants feathers, okay. Collect all the feathers! Get a useless thing, I swear, half of this game is jumping off of rooftops, by the way, which is awesome, and the other half is explaining to me why I want to do what I'm doing. But here's the secret. I already know why I want to do it. I'm an assassin. I want to go jump off of rooftops. I want to go stab people because it's fun. To me, the player. I don't care about the whole, oh, Templar versus Assassins. Now we're in the present, just kidding. It was a dream, or was it? Stab your best friend, because we're assassins. We're the good guys. That felt really good to get out. Anyway, back on topic. So this whole narrative thing can best be seen in some of the game's side quests. I know, right? Which force you as the player and the hero of the story to make tough choices. Take this mission, for example, one of my personal favorites. A seemingly innocent villager has asked you for help. They notice this thing outside their house and they ask you to get rid of it because, you know, it's just causing their son to fall deathly ill. No big deal. After you look into it, you discover it's a nithing post set up by the town herbalist as revenge against the man who cheated on her and ran away with another woman. Now, the nithing post will take a life, and you must decide whose. Will you save the herbalist, who provides you with much-needed ingredients for potions, or the son of a cheating man, who will reward you with much-needed gold? This mission ties everything together, both what you need as a player and what the hero needs. And it drives home this narrative of a grim, harsh reality where your actions have very real consequences on not only you, but the people around you. This is the kind of stuff that you find in, oh, I don't know, a good game! I love this game! Every plot point Every character forces you, as not only the hero of the story, but you as the player, to gain something from the interaction as well. Every character has such a believable and understandable motive, and the game challenges you to make tough moral decisions. Number 3. The gameplay. The gameplay usually falls into one of 3 types: Sherlock of Rivia, The Great Negotiator, and Murder Mode. With all 3 of these making me absolutely 100% rock hard. When playing in detective mode, you walk around picking up clues while Geralt narrates what he finds, which is a little odd, to be fair, but it's a lot better than
Hey girl, that dog looks like it's in pretty bad shape. Maybe you can look around and figure out what happens.
While also being a negotiator, you walk around and solve people's problems as best as you can, non-violently, but sometimes it does lead into murder mode, which is the combat and, well, killing everything you see. A large part of this game is also spent exploring, which I love. And a lot of the caves and environments naturally show you where to go, with clever use of lighting and enemy placement, without the need of
What? Hey girl, looks like this door is blocked. Maybe you should go and find another way around.
Seriously, if there's one thing I hate in games, it's hand-holding. And the Witcher series? Boy howdy, it doesn't hold yours. Instead, it encourages you to use that big ol' noodle of yours to come up with solutions to your problems. This concept even ties all the way back down into how you fight. Combat is a simple light, heavy, dodge, block, parry, or sign affair. Actually, that's a little bit complicated. But lying just below that is an insane amount of depth. From changing how your Witcher signs work, to being able to dodge easier, or even just slowly heal during the daytime. And you're going to want to heal. A lot. Because holy shit, this game can be fucking hard. You have to be careful even when approaching lower level enemies because they might be luring you into a trap so they can swarm and surround you. Every encounter is tough and challenging. And okay, I mean they did tone it down for The Witcher 3, but the game was still hard. And guess what this tells the player, huh? Hope you've been taking notes. The game teaches you how to overcome obstacles naturally on the fly, with minimal interruptions. Hell, even the mandatory, here's how to play the fucking game, is thankfully kept brief. Without the long, drawn-out hour and 15 minutes, no, actually really, I'm not kidding, hour and 15 minutes of tutorials.
Hey Geralt, did you know that your sword deals damage? That's what it's for!
You get a smaller map to explore, to test out your witcherness in. Hunting monsters, finding treasure, crafting things, being a detective, all capped off with an incredible fight with a griffin. So by the time you're set loose on the world, you have a pretty good understanding of what you're capable of. Number 4. The characters. Now I'm sure this has to do with the games being based on the books, but god damn, I have never felt more emotion towards characters in a game, maybe outside of Elizabeth, because Elizabeth is the best helper ever. But what's more important is every character is not perfect. Literally, no one's perfect. Even Geralt, the hero of the story. The Witcher has a reputation of having a grim, gray overtone for a reason. Even with that being said though, Geralt does have a strong sense of morality, and routinely protects those who are innocent, and shows mercy and compassion on a regular basis. If you've ever read Save the Cat by Blake Snyder, you know why this is so important. This makes you sympathetic to the hero. It makes you root for them, and you want to see them succeed. Not bad for somebody who claims he was stripped of emotion. In one of the most badass quotes I have ever heard, Geralt states,
"If I'm to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all."
Which perfectly exemplifies how The Witcher goes about its choices. When you make a choice, there is no Paragon or Renegade meter that fills up, no light side or dark side, no
Hey you big stupid idiot!
simply a choice that has to be made. And you as the protagonist of the story, and as the player, have to deal with the repercussions of your horrible, horrible actions. It's It's fucking poetry in motion when it all falls into place. Okay,
Massive spoilers for The Witcher 2.
hell, even at the end of The Witcher 2, you had the choice to forego the final battle to sit down and talk to Letho, the antagonist that you had been chasing for this entire game, to ask him why he did what he did. And you find out his reasoning is sound. And you begin to see him not as this faceless evil, but as a man, doing what he needs to do to survive in a cold world. Then you have the choice: let him walk free, or fight him to the death. Endings like this stick with me. They really resonate with me, and it's reason why I love these games so much. They're just as much about the philosophy, understanding other people, as they are about kick-ass monster slaying and exploration, and all of them are done so well! Number 5, Geralt of Rivia. Geralt of Rivia is the most badass, believable, sympathetic character to ever grace media. Fight me. Number 6. Okay, so massive spoilers ahead, but I do just need to talk about how awesome this game is. Wasn't it so cool how you got to hunt a griffin? A griffin! Near the beginning of The Witcher 3. And that was just, to give you a taste what was to come. Wasn't it cool how you were like, well, fuck, I got my memories back now, but now I gotta go find Yen, and I don't know where she is, and then boom, she shows up and it's like, the Wild Hunt is on our trail, and we have to go now, and this whole chase scene ensues. And can we just talk about how amazing all of the endings are? Like, even the bad one. They are all just so perfect in wrapping up the story in their own unique way, and further reinforcing the narrative and emotion behind the story. And was it just me that teared up at the scene of Geralt and Ciri being reunited? Because man, that hit me hard. At that moment, this became a masterpiece in my eyes, because it wasn't just simply a game anymore. It became art. And just riding around on your horse and letting it auto path everywhere has become my guilty pleasure as of late. I've just sat down and just watched the world fly by and just think about all of the moments I've had in this game so far. Man, I love this game. And I love this series. I don't even know how to wrap this video up. I haven't even talked about the music, which is so potent and beautiful, perfectly highlighting the emotions of both the moment-to-moment gameplay and the incredible story. And when you first get to Ard Skellige and you hear that song as you're going over the rolling hills, oh! So what is the narrative of the Witcher series? Well, Geralt is a man who's been thrown into some apocalyptic situations over the years and has become a hero because of it, but that was never his story. No. Geralt's story is a beautiful, somber narrative of a man not trying to be the hero of a world, not a hero of legend, not some chosen one, just simply a man struggling to protect the ones he loves in a grim and brutal world, which is the most heroic tale of all. Collect the feathers! Win a prize! Hey, thanks for watching me as I indulge myself talking about The Witcher for almost half of an hour. This video took about 13 billion years to make. Okay, maybe not that long, but pretty close. So if you did enjoy it, make sure to tell your friends about it. You know, maybe grab a beer while you watch and make it a thing. Maybe tell your mom about it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she wants to know why you love games so much. And, you know, you never call her, and I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. Anyway, thank you so much to my sponsors, specifically my only sponsor, Calvin and Chobbs. You guys are all the reason why I do this, And thank you to each and every one of you watching this video. Take care.